All right, here we are again. Save the best for last, in my opinion, because it's my favorite character, Kenshi. Restorer of his family's name, Kenshi Takahashi. Once one of ancient Japanese most honored families, the Takahashis were decimated in battle. They lost everything, including the emblem of their power, the, the revered sword Sento. Those who survived joined the Bakuto, a predecessor of the Yakuza, for its protection. 5 centuries later, Kenshi is raised on the stories of his ancient family's exploits. Detesting his corrupt Yakuza life, he pines to free the Takahashis from the Yakuza's grasp and restore their name. Before his family to know him, Kenshi must first fight to prove that he can lead. His first battle is to find and retrieve Sento. Okay, so this starts off giving us some background to the Takahashis, saying that they were ancient Japan's most honored families and that they were completely destroyed in battle. They lost everything, including their emblem, their family emblem, the sword itself. It also talks about that this was apparently 500 years ago. It says 5 centuries later, which makes a lot of sense because we have Katana make a statement to Kenshi saying she's battled other Takahashis and known of their legacy. And if Katana is anything like the Adenians were in the past timeline, they lived thousands of years. So 500 years to her is nothing. Whereas 500 years to the Takahashis, it's been generation after generation where now they have completely integrated into the Yakuza. And Kenshi, he wants to bring back that legacy. He wants to, as they called him, restore his family's name. He doesn't want to live this twisted life with the Yakuza, as they said, detesting his corrupt Yakuza life. But he plans to free the Takahashis from the Yakuza's grasp. This is cool because a lot of people, including myself, when I first saw the tattoos on his hand, and anyone can have tattoos, there was just a lot of things that pointed to him being Yakuza or some variation of this of the sort. We see him in the suit, the full-on suit. We have the assumption that he is Japanese, and then we have all the tattoos, colorful tattoos on his hands, and it just looked very much like he was Yakuza, and here it is confirmed. So I was thinking that he maybe joined the Yakuza for whatever reason to get by, but it looks like he had no choice. He was born into the Yakuza. He was born into this life. It's gonna be pretty cool to see him trying to free himself from that, because he's gonna have to probably fight off the Yakuza or the Bakuto, as they say, the predecessor of the Yakuza. He's probably going to have to fight them off to truly be able to free his family from that. It's also going to be cool to see that the spirits that he works with the sword Sento are going to be more than likely his family that were in battle the day that they were decimated in battle. They're going to be of ancient Japan. So he's going to learn of the ancient Japan's ways if he doesn't already know of them. And he probably has some sort of reverence or respect to it, which is why he wants to be separate from this life. I highly doubt he's the only Takahashi that wanted to be away from the Yakuza. But he might be the first Takahashi to actually say, I'm going to complete this. I'm going to go out of my way to make sure that we are separated from it. And it makes sense now that how Johnny Cage has Sento. Sento is an ancient relic at this point. It's been 500 years, so that sword is literally an ancient relic, and Johnny Cage being this huge action hero, he could have used it in a movie, or maybe they made a prop to it to use in a movie, and later he got his hands on it. I wouldn't be surprised if he had a very similar movie to Tom Cruise's Last Samurai. And maybe that's why he got his hands on it and came across it. Who knows? But at least we understand now how he would even have that is because it truly is an old ancient relic. And that's why he's not trying to let go of it. When we see in that first trailer, Kenshi is about to battle him for it. And Johnny Cage is like, I'm not going to just let go of it without a fight or something to that degree. So it's going to be a fresh take to see more and more about the Takahashis and Kenshi, and I'm rooting for my boy. Hopefully he is able to restore his family name. Or I guess, again, from the title, it looks like it's kind of a spoiler. He will restore his family's name. But I wouldn't put it past him anyway because it's Kenshi, the blind swordsman himself. I can't wait to see if he was always blind or if it's the sword itself that makes him blind. Much like in the original timeline, is when he retrieves the sword, the souls that come out of the well blinds him. Obviously, he's not getting the sword out of a well this time, and he's not getting it through Shang Tsung. So it's going to be interesting to see just how he becomes blind, how he fights, why he fights, and what he is fighting for outside of his family's name. What was the turning point where he said, I can't do this anymore with the Yakuza? Because obviously he's a grown man now. So at some point he was still doing a lot for the Yakuza and probably has a dark history. We even have the line where Liu Kang tells him, you know, the war that you have in the underground is causing innocent lives. He could have meant underground like the Yakuza itself and everything they do underground with the gang activity, or he could meant underground like on the other side, on the spiritual plane, since he has a whole sword that operates with spirits and his ancestors. So we'll see soon enough. Thank y'all once again for checking this out. I think that takes us through all of the character bios. Yes, we have gone over Liu Kang, Scorpion and Sub-Zero, Katana Melina, Johnny Cage and Kung Lao. Raiden was the last video, and here we are with Kenshi. All right, y'all have a blessed day, and thank you for checking out the video.